Hey family, did you know that the Jews got reparations because of the Holocaust from Germany, but Black Americans still haven't? Let's get into it. Today's workshop is titled Why Jews Got Reparations but Black Americans Didn't. When we talk about reparations, it's not about just competition or comparison, but it's about justice. After the Holocaust, Germany made it a priority, and I really respect this about them. They made it a priority to compensate Jewish survivors and their descendants. Yet here in America, after over 250 years of chattel slavery and another 100 years of racial terror, Black Americans have received nothing, not even an apology. Why not? Well, what makes these two histories different in the eyes of the law, the government, and society? Well, y'all, this video that I put together, it's not about putting one group down. It's really about understanding how nations respond to their historical wrongs and why. Why even today the United States government refuses to address the lasting impact of slavery. So, we're going to dive into the facts, the policies, and the missed opportunities where America could have made things right. Because if one country can acknowledge its past like Germany did after and offer reparations, why can't America? Let's go into it. Section 1: How and why the Jews received reparations. Let's start with what happened after the Holocaust, okay? The Holocaust, which lasted from 1933 to 1945, led the systemic extermination of 6 million Jews and the destruction of Jewish communities across Europe. That's sad, that's devastating. In the aftermath, the newly formed Israeli government and Jewish organizations demanded reparations from Germany, and they got them. In 1952, West Germany signed the Luxembourg Agreement. It was with Israel and the Conference on Jewish Material Claims against Germany. And under this agreement, check this out, Germany paid Israel $822 million, which is equivalent to about 10 billion today. They paid that to support Holocaust survivors and help rebuild the Jewish state. The individual Holocaust survivors received direct deposits, y'all, including pensions and social welfare support. And they received compensation. It was given to those whose property had been stolen or destroyed. To date, to date, Germany has paid over 90 billion. You heard that right, billion in reparations. Survivors and their descendants continue to receive payments for the trauma and economic losses suffered during the Holocaust. Mm, mm, mm. Section 2: Why Black Americans never got reparations. Now let's contrast this with what happened, or rather, what did not happen, y'all. This did not happen for Black Americans after slavery. Enslaved Africans were kidnapped, brutalized, forced to work for free for over 250 years. America built its wealth on the backs of black labor. But after slavery ended in 1865, what did black people get? Nothing. Let's talk about this whole 40 acres and a mule and the broken promise. In January 1865, Union General William T. Sherman issued a special field order number 15. Okay. It promised freed black people 40 acres of land and a mule to start new lives as independent landowners. But after Lincoln was assassinated, President Andrew Johnson and his racist behind reversed the order. And instead of giving black families land, the government returned it to former slave owners, returned it back to the white man. So instead of reparations, black people got, what do we get? Jim Crow laws, voter suppression, segregation, lynchings, and decades upon decades of economic exclusion. But the US government's refusal to pay. Unlike Germany, which took responsibility for its crimes, the United States government has repeatedly rejected reparations for Black Americans. Even after slavery ended, Black people continue to be robbed of economic opportunities through the sharecropping and tenant farming, which trapped them in cycles of debt. The GI Bill of 1944, which included many Black veterans from excluded them Black veterans from home loans and education benefits, the GI Bill, and redlining. I talked about this a lot, which blocked black families from buying homes in quote good neighborhoods or not impoverished neighborhoods. So let's fast forward today. And the average black family has about 10% of the wealth of the average white family. That's not an accident, y'all. It's the direct result of policies that have been denied black people's reparations, while other groups, including Jews, the Japanese Americans, and Native Americans, have received compensation for historical injustices. So let's talk about the myth that black people got reparations through welfare. That's a bunch of bullshit. One argument people make, particularly white people, is that black people don't need reparations because welfare programs and affirmative action somehow made up for slavery. But that's simply not true. Welfare is not reparations, it's available for all poor Americans. And the biggest beneficiary of public assistance has been white women. Don't believe the hype with the picture they want to paint. Welfare is for all poor Americans, not just blacks. Second of all, affirmative action has benefited white women more than black people. Thirdly, black Americans were deliberately left out of programs like the New Deal's Social Security system in the 1930s. The United States has had plenty of chances to do right, y'all. Plenty. From the Reconstruction era to today, but it has refused every time. It's so sad, y'all. It's so sad. So, what would reparations look like for Black Americans? Let's get into that. So, if Black Americans did get reparations, what would that look like? Well, according to economist by the name of Dr. William Darity, the United States government should pay at least 14 trillion to close the racial wealth gap. That could be done through one direct payments to descendants of enslaved people, free college education for black students, and zero interest home loans and business grants. Some cities like Evanston, Illinois, have started small scale reparations programs, but real justice would require federal action, just like it did for the Holocaust survivors. So, what's our takeaway, y'all? Germany, they acknowledged its crimes and they made amends. But America, on the other hand, for whatever reason, continues to deny, delay, and deflect. See, reparations aren't just about money, it's about justice, y'all. They're about repairing and repaying what was stolen. Until the United States takes responsibility, the legacy of slavery will continue to shape black lives for generations, y'all. So the next time somebody says or ask a black person, why haven't black people gotten reparations? Send them this video. It's time for the truth to be told, you all. If Germany could recognize the heinous and evil atrocities of the Holocaust and those 6 million Jews who lost their lives, why can't America? What is so void in the soul of many white Americans, especially those white men in power, that they can't even recognize the evil that happened on American soil and rectify it? At least say, I'm sorry. Have you ever been wronged? And you just say, if I could just get an apology, I could just start to heal. And so many of you all, you want to say, just get over it. But if your spouse cheated on you and they say, just get over it, you would never be able to heal. Or if you healed, it takes a lot of time to work through a lot of trauma. But hey, thank you all so much. Continue to like, share, and subscribe, and leave a message. Let me know what you think about this. Does that make change your opinions about Germany, about the United States? Well, continue to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And if my videos bless you, my Venmo and my Buy Me a Coffee is right there for you. I want to thank all of those you all who have bought me coffees and continue to support my channel because I tell you, it takes a lot of work to do this research. Love you. Bye.